Welcome to the show tonight. Hell yes, we are back in the studio. And tonight's guest on the show, I have singer guitarist Chris Reyes of Seyer Mind. Chris, how's it going tonight, sir?
Pretty good, man. It's going pretty good.
All right. Man, thanks for making some time for me, man. I hit you up. Maybe it's been a couple of weeks already. And just, I heard when you dropped Blind, and I was like, oh shit, here's the new shit. I've been waiting for some more Say Your Mind. I liked what I heard previously before in the EP, but hearing the way this production and the way everything is arranged, it's really done masterfully, man. So great job on this one. And what can I say? But it caught my attention. I wanted to reach out for you, and I'm glad that I finally did, because I've been interested in your project, Say Your Mind, as well as what you doing as producing. Because I got
Yeah,
some
yeah.
friends in Excess, and they shared with me that you did their EP. So I was like, wow, man, that's awesome, dude. Because I didn't know that you also had that going for you as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
just very excited to have you on the show tonight. So,
Dude, thank you.
what I wanted to kind of bring up is, I know you from when I would see you around at Tamu CC when you're going to
Mm,
school, and definitely see you at the shows as well. And I always knew you as an axe shredder, man. I always knew, hey, that guy knows he's a shredder. And I know he's got a killer band as well. And um, I've seen some sick pics of yours in your eight. How's it pronounced? King 810?
I usually went with King 810 for
King
it.
810.
But
Okay.
I've heard both. I know like David and like the guys like all kind of just they're kind of like whatever for it. I've just always said 810.
Okay. I've seen your pics, your live pics, and man, they look sharp, dude. I can tell you're having a blast getting out
Dude,
there and
yeah.
jamming with those guys across the nation and enjoying that part of your career. And so, definitely you're out there making a lot of moves. So I want to, tap into some of Say Your Mind tonight and get to know you a little bit better, brother. How's that sound?
Yeah, yeah. Dude, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Great, man. Well, I want to get started tonight by saying, that new release just came out just 2 weeks ago on the 19th. It's banging hard, man. It's called Blind.
Thank
And
you.
if you haven't heard it, anybody watching the show already, please check it out. Give it a like, add it to your favorite platform, and then subscribe and give them a like. Give them a follow, should I say, if you're listening to it on Spotify, like I do all the time. Um, but it's a great fucking banger, dude. Really hard vocals going off on that, and I think it's the best work you've done sonically, because
Dude, thank you.
the production, everything you got falling into place with that is just great. Yeah, I want to say beautiful, because I'm a music lover, and so I love everything sonically and dynamically that I'm getting from this song. It's such a great piece of work.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
But
Thank you.
Chris, I want to start off by taking it back to your roots, and I want to find out what got you started, man. What was it, a person or a moment that kind of got you inspired to get on the axe?
Yeah, like so I for a long time I didn't really want to do like music stuff. My brother like was always just doing something musically, so like I knew like I kind of wanted to do something music, but like I was set on like not wanting to do guitar. Um and then maybe around when I was like 13, uh I had just started like public school. I'd been like private school beforehand, so
Uh-huh.
first time kind of going into that world and like they have band and everything. So
Yeah.
um my brother made like basically like kind of like a deal with like the percussion teacher, and he was like, if I teach him while he's in school, because I didn't get to do like fifth, sixth grade where they like figure out what you get to go on. Like I didn't do any of that stuff. He
All
was like, if
right.
I just teach him like basics for percussion, like can he start off in band whenever he gets over there? And so that was a deal that we did. So my first like maybe few weeks there, like definitely weird. This is a whole new environment, a lot more kids and whatnot. But um, I had met like this one girl in percussion, and she wanted to start a band. And she
All
was like,
right.
I know how to play guitar. And she was like, I need a drummer. And I was like, I know how to play drums. I didn't know how to play drums. I just kind of knew how to play snare drum. So I went home and I told my brother, like, dude, I need you to teach me drums. Like, now. Like I have to pick this up. And so he he goes in the garage and like he was always in bands, so we had like basically like Franken kits everywhere that like
Cool.
drummers would just bum like stuff off of and whatnot. But we put
Yeah.
together this kit and um picked like some Vampires Everywhere song or something that I thought in my brain would be easy to learn. It was not like a beginner type of thing. Um, and like midway into him like trying to show me how to play like the intro to the song, I was like, you know what, like I don't think this is like working, like, but I appreciate you trying and setting up. And
Yeah.
I went back to my room like defeated. Well, he went into my room and like just brought this like like it was like one of like the starter squires. Um, and he was like, "Hey, I wanted to show you how to like restring this and everything, because I need to restring it." And I was like, "Okay." So he
Yeah.
basically just helped me, like, showed me how to restring it, what you have to do, like how to tune it. And he was like, "You ever like wonder how like learn like songs like pretty fast without doing like the musical notes?" And he showed me tabs.
Yeah.
And after that, like I started like playing it a lot more. And he was like, all right, man. Well, I gotta go knock out some stuff. And he just like got up and was like starting to walk out. And I was like, hey, like you need to get your guitar. Like, you want me to leave it in your room or what? And he was like, just keep it. Just hold on to it.
Yes.
And yeah, after that, like I just started kind of playing on it because a lot of like the musical inspirations like I've had were all just stemming off of like stuff that he's shown me beforehand. So I just started going, trying to learn like whatever I could, even if it was just like a tiny piece of something that I could kind of get down on guitar. I would just try and learn it. And it just kind of grew from there, but it all kind of stemmed from I tried learning one thing and could not pick it up fast. And I was like, this other thing, I guess I don't know, the act of kindness that he gave to me was like, this is, I mean, this means a lot to him, so might as well
Yes.
try it and see if I like it. And I ended up loving it. And I normally have issues when it comes to like trying to pick something up new and if it's a slow start, but
Yeah.
this was one of those things I was like, no, like I really like this. I really don't care like how long it takes me to get this down.
Right.
So
Damn,
that's
man.
kind of how my start to guitar was there.
All right. I like that, man. I like that it was handed down by your brother, and it wasn't anything that was kind of like forced on you by any means. He
Hmm.
kind of introduced it to you by just showing you the mechanics of it. He's like, "Hey, let me show you this real quick," kind of nonchalantly, and then
Hmm.
you were interested. It's something you're able to get into with your brother, man.
It's kind of
And
a good thing that you hit me up while I'm moving because I haven't put up I have like a shadow box that has like a lot of this stuff in it, but I still have like the guitar that he
oh,
gave
that's
me with
the
the
X.
same like orange strings that he helped me put on.
Oh,
So
that is awesome,
it's
man.
it's definitely something
Oh,
like
fuck
I'm
yes.
not gonna sell. I just keep it around basically. So I haven't restrung it. It's just last time we restrung the guitar before I bought my own, like I left it as is and just took it
Left in
along with
as
me.
is. That's right. I hear you, man. 110%. Oh, man. I like that. I like that. Great beginning right there. So, when did you start writing the music that would eventually become your first EP?
So a lot of that was around that time period. So like 13, I wrote that's like the first, I guess, thing that I've written, was just that little clean part in the beginning. The rest of it was like not there at all. It was just an intro. I kind of
Yeah.
looked at it at first as like a way of like because seeing my brother play with like his bands and then seeing like Shattered starting out like kind of how they grew and they had like introductions before they performed or they would play like some song and you knew something was about to
Yes.
happen. I kind of got that same like vibe just off of like messing around and just trying stuff. Um and I had that like saved for like years. Reason I call it 13 is kind of like the first thing I've written and sent off to like my brother to show off, like, hey, like I wrote this. I don't know if this is cool or if it sucks, but like that's what I
Yeah.
came up with. Um,
Fuck
I had
yes.
started that one at that time and it was just an intro. The Off the Rails one, I wrote that when I was like 16. I was in like my buddy's shop that used to be like my vocalist, and I don't know what I was doing, but I ended up coming up with like that little riff, and it just kind of stuck around for a
Yes.
good while. Same thing with Breathe. That one was like a whole like I probably had like 8 or 9 different like variations of it beforehand that sound like nowhere near what it sounds like now.
Oh
Um,
shit.
and
Cool.
then the other one, fill in the blank, that one was
Fill
like
in the blanks.
just
Yes.
the I think it was just the intro and the verse riff, and that was it. There was nothing else in there.
Wow.
So
Okay.
all of those, I brought to Marcus like soon after like my brother had passed, and I was like, I don't have a lot to work with, but this is what I've had over the years. Can you help me do like something with it? And
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
kind of how I met like Chris Mora and Sebastian, and turned those songs like in 2 days into what they are like now. So pretty cool.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, good. We're getting into some good stuff right there, man. We're gonna get more into detail with that. So do you write all? I mean, after this came together, you with what you shared with me right here, that tells me you did a lot of collaboration with the
Yeah.
songwriting on this. How about
Mhm.
lyrically? Did you take over all that, or did Marcus, and or some of the other guys assist you in that?
So like Marcus is like a really good help with, I mean, anything like vocally or writing wise, like he's amazing at doing that. A lot of the lyrics, because it was like, I guess, more personalized towards like, kind of like influences from like my brother and everything, whatnot. I tried kind of aiming them towards like a certain direction, but like we did a lot of like what I do now with writing vocals, where kind of do the rev from like Avenged had done this before too, and there's like a demo you can find of like Buried Alive, where he's basically like singing, but he's not saying words. It's just like you're feeling out kind of what you would sing and sound like before you make the words.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so we kind of did stuff like that with we started with 13, and I think Sebastian was like, I have like an idea for like the vocals, and so he kind of sang something, and then at some point they were like, do you want to try anything? And at this point, like I hadn't sung in front of anybody. I hadn't done like anything really. I usually would just like kind of keep to myself for singing, but I kind of had to learn really quick how to do that, and we ended up like
Yeah.
getting some pretty good like starting lyrics to go off of, and then
Uh huh.
I just kind of took time like on my own of like I would just have the song on replay, and just kind of word out everything and see if it was like getting my point across that like I wanted within like that certain stanza.
Yeah.
Um so the lyric part was like partially like them coming up with some pretty like badass stuff on the spot, and then me going back later and like refining it and um making it work with like the way I wanted it to.
Yes. Yes. I get it. I get it. Okay. Fuck yeah. Real quick, we're getting some people coming into the chat room. I want to say hi to some of our guests. Tina Cavazos Mora, thanks for joining us tonight.
That would be my mom.
Oh, much love, Mom. All right, thanks for joining us. Hell yes. All right. Also, you got Crystal Cano in here. Hello, Crystal.
Mhm.
Jose Lazo. We got Jessica Jackson. We got Pierre Garza. What's up, Pierre? Thanks for joining us again.
Also,
And
Jessica is my girl's mom too. So
oh, okay, well, cool. All
yeah,
right, hell
cool.
yes. We family support. We love it here, man. And we
Yes,
got our man
sir.
Marcus in the house. He's talking about the
Woohoo!
the nanas. Yeah. Tell me what that is. What's that? The nanas.
I don't know what he's referring. There's probably like some mention at some point for.
Probably something
Oh no, no, no,
having
no,
to do
no.
with
He's
maybe the
probably
lyrics or
talking
something
about
like that, or
my.
maybe it's no
No,
nos.
he's talking about my mom and my girl's mom, the nanas.
Oh,
That's what it
oh,
is.
got
Yeah,
you. I got you.
yeah.
Well, thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. I appreciate you. Any questions for him, for us, please just shoot them up. But thank you very much for joining us. So getting back to this, um, when it came up to writing Blind, are you doing all this yourself right now, or how much did Chris help you out on this one?
So he's definitely like a very very like big important part to like a lot of the songs I'm coming out with now. Because it's just like me at this point doing stuff. Like Jaden is like nonstop. Like the dude's got it in right now. So he's hella busy. And he's like the sweetest guy. So he's like, yeah, dude, I don't have like any time right now, but I've kind of just been working with me and Mora, and then like obviously like I interact with like Marcus and ask like, hey, how does this sound? Does it sound cool? Blah blah blah. Same thing with Raymond from Dark Tone, and same thing with Kaplan here. So I have like a cool little team that kind of helps with I guess getting these things like finalized and put together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff that I've learned like in the past few years has definitely helped like not need nearly as much like assistance as I did beforehand. But I still like I'll come in and bring like for Blind, for instance, I think I had up until like the chorus, and I hadn't even like recorded the chorus idea. I just had it in my head and was like, I think I have something, but if it sucks, just tell me. and
Yeah.
and Maura was just like, dude, no, this is cool. Like I really like this. Um, so we had like a pretty awesome like little session, just him and I throwing like ideas back and forth, and
Yeah.
um I kind of took like I guess with working with like at least getting to play with King, and sending David like ideas here and there, like a lot of the stuff that like I had sent off, like we ended up like not using, but I was like, I can just use it later anyways, morph
Yeah.
it to like my stuff. And I took like a lot of really like cool ideas that or like approaches, I guess, to like writing from like those guys, and kind of I guess bypassing like I don't really care if it falls into this genre, or I don't really care if this wouldn't normally be done here. Um, so as long as I think it sounds cool, that's kind of all that
Yeah.
matters. So,
Damn. All right. And looking here to my right real quick, Marcus wanted to clear up that the nanas were kind of like how you start making, coming up with the little melodies, before the
oh
words actually that
yes,
you come into
no, no,
place.
no, no, that's right. Yeah, it's basically like if you're singing and you're kind of just doing
Get those
gibberish.
syllables in place and stuff, right? Your phrasing.
That's what. Yes, no, that's what it's called. Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I got it. Hell yes. Well, moving on with this, man, what I want to also talk about, when it comes to guitar players, who would you say are the three guitar players that have impacted your style?
Oh shit. Um, I would say like the biggest for sure, like at least currently, would be for sure Sin from Avenged, um,
Oh shit. Okay.
Jake from
Yes.
Black Veil, and then
Black Veil.
Matt. I would kind of just go Matt and Corey from Trivium as like a duo, but
Oh yes.
beforehand, like long ago, it'd be like Mick Mars and basically the duo from like Lamb of God, and
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I would say I never really had a John kind of like introduced me to like a lot of other bands like outside of I guess more of like the popular range at the time. So
Uh
I
huh.
I never really like when I was younger, I didn't really learn like Metallica or stuff like that. Like I learned some stuff from them, but I've like never really learned like a full song. I've always just gone towards like Chimera, Gojira, like
Oh fuck
stuff
yeah,
like that,
Chimera.
like as Blood Runs Black. A lot of those bands were ones that I jammed and tried to learn. I would have tried to probably learn like Upon a Burning Body stuff, but like at
Ooh,
the
fuck
time it
yes.
was just like The World Is Ours, and it was like
Yeah.
insanely proggy, so I couldn't like I could learn like half of that shit in there.
I
But current
like
ones
those,
would
man.
for
Hell
for
yeah.
sure
Those
be
are
like
keepers.
the
I know what you mean when, different times in your life, you have your favorites that'll affect your style. And then as your style keeps progressing, it's like, hey, I'm really noticing this other guy, and this guy's got some really good shit going on too. Let me see what I could do. I like the way he's
yeah.
doing it. And so, it just keeps on. We keep on getting the best of all the great guys that are around us, man, and the stuff that we love to listen to. And it's a good thing, to be able to do a little. Um, I'm not trying to say copy, but just
It's
showing
like
that love, that
influence.
influence by
Yeah.
maybe a lick or a particular note that always kind of reminds you of one of your favorite axe slingers. So
Yeah.
I'll always like to pay respect to the guys that kind of got us to where we are today.
That
So
was a cool even with I'd worked not too long ago with well actually at this point now it'd be long ago, but I worked with Raymond and the band God Hand like at his studio over in Houston, and they had done like a cool, like it was really short, but it was a cool little like tribute to Korn
oh,
in one of
cool.
their songs where like the little intro from Blind like gets played
Uh
just for like a little split second like on the ride,
huh.
and it's just kind of like a cool little nod that I was like, that's pretty sick. Like you said, it's not necessarily like you're trying to copy it. You're more so just paying your due that way, and just it's kind of
Yes,
like a
man.
nod
Hell
to him.
yeah. And as fans, you know what I mean? We got an ear for it and be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Fuck yeah. They're down with
Hmm.
them as well. So I like that. Yes. When it comes to you writing your lyrics, is what kind of things do you draw inspiration from?
So I think like at least now, like I've had a lot go on in the past few years, and
Yeah.
this is like I guess I look at this as being like kind of not necessarily like a separation of me, like because the EP that I had done for my brother was I wanted that to be basically just like I want the foundation of this band to be on why I do music in general. But I wanted this to be kind of something that's like I guess like this successor to that one, and not necessarily go like too much in the memorial side, and kind of
Okay.
go more off of what I guess have been like either dealing with or going through like currently. So like Blind is more of a like an introspection type of song. I looked at it as more of like a way of like I haven't dropped songs or anything in a while because I'm always either like in my own head about it, or I don't know like why I would tell myself I guess no for these things, but working with so many people and seeing like what they come up with and being like, dude, shit, that's like really good, dude, and it's just me.
Yes. Fuck
But
yeah.
being here in San Antonio now and like being close to Mora, and just in general with like a lot of this music scene, and like watching like the life cycle of guys do their stuff, and
Oh,
like
shit. I
even
know, right?
even Sebastian doing like his port stream stuff, dude. Like it kind of like gave me a little bit more confidence of like just
Awesome.
drop it. Like there's no like what's the worst that can happen? And nothing's
Right.
you know what I
Fuck,
mean? Like
exactly.
it's not like anything's gonna be lost or really there's nothing bad that's really gonna happen out of it. It's just more of like I'm just gonna be holding this in and be wishing
Right.
I dropped it. So
Give it to
um
us.
I
Hell
I
yeah.
thought it was cool to do something like that. I guess the song is more so about like the way I would imagine it, like my first tattoo idea that I ever had, I still haven't gotten it yet, but I've always liked the idea of having like the conscience, like angel and devil, on his shoulder, and I kind of looked at this
Uh huh.
song as being that of like, me being split into two personalities, one being like really supportive, one being one that I had to kind of string along and kind of
Yeah.
force to do stuff, and
Uh huh.
that's kind of how I came about the lyrical content for this one. um, I also kind of just sat down and riffed for a little bit and just found something that could kind of like stand alone. It's like, okay, this is going to be like the guitar riff. This is going to be like the focal point of this part of the song. So what do I want to do to make it shine more as
Yes.
that point? And I guess like the way I take a lot of these songs is I like having like the vocals be more like up front, but whenever I guess like spotlighting is the way I'd put it. Like I like
Absolutely.
spotlighting a lot, and not necessarily trying to go hard on like every single part, one, because I have to play and sing that, but two, like I don't like taking away if it's like unnecessary, like for a
Yeah.
certain spot.
Dude, definitely so cool. And I like the way you think about the strategy too, because you got to be able to sing and play that too when it comes
Yeah.
to executing it outside of just recording it.
Well,
Damn, man.
I've only done like two concerts under like Sayer, and the first one was like not like a nightmare on any of like the engineer like front of house people parts. Built on was like super super helpful, but like we just starting to do it, like I had like a lot of stuff that like obviously can't be played. I can't play like the string stuff going on, and I had
Yes.
the show as like ready to go, like backlined and everything, and we ended up not having the connections for what Brewster needed. So we had to do everything just straight rocker, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I had those moments of like, okay, these
Right.
parts were they sounded super sick, but they're also like really hard to play play and sing. So I kind of carried that over to like what I've been writing next. Not to like necessarily dumb it down, but just keep in mind like, okay, like I could do that and it sounds cool, but I don't know if that's going to be taking away from something else later.
All right.
So I'm kind of just trying to be like, I guess, a little bit more conscious of what I throw in there. So it's still cool for me, but like, um, I guess I'm like delegating the parts a little bit smarter
Uh-huh.
now.
Yes, yes, yes. I saw the video of you guys doing several songs there at Brewster Street. So that was cool.
Yeah,
I'm watching that on YouTube. Um, is that Alex on drums, right?
that's actually one of my old percussion colleagues. Alex is on drums for 13. Like he's the one that tracked drums for that song.
Who are the band
Um,
members that were on stage with you over there,
It
Brewster's?
so it was my buddy Logan. It was a percussion colleague of mine. He used to be like my big in the fraternity that we were in,
Oh,
and
cool,
then
right?
Jaden was Jaden
Jaden
doing
on guitar,
guitar.
right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
our buddy
dude, tight.
Michael, he was doing bass. So he had used to play for this band. Aviator or I can't even think about it at this point now, but they were a pretty cool band that did a lot of like Aviaris. That's what it was. I think it had Tony, um Antonio, he was like in Balance, I believe, and he's been like a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of
Imbalance,
bands,
yeah.
but
Familiar with them, yeah.
he uh he had played with him before, and the dude's like super solid, but he also lived in like Alice, so every time he had to play with us, same thing as Jaden, like they had to plan it out, and
Yeah.
um it was a lot. So we had them for like the two shows.
Okay.
It was the two shows we had to do.
That's tight. That's tight. What's Jaden doing nowadays?
He's still playing with I Am and doing like fill-in work for like different bands touring and stuff, and
Yeah.
dude, he's killing it.
He's
Like
killing it. I
he's
am is fucking bad. Those guys are
dude,
so sick, dude. Heavy fucking
every
band right
ev
there.
I'm still waiting to like catch a show, dude, because every single time there's one that pops up, it's either like I had like when I was still playing with King, like I had something I had to go knock out that night,
Oh,
or
wouldn't it
I
figure?
had like work or something. So I'm hoping like he has one soon, hopefully before this baby gets here, so we can
Right.
go and check him out and see him. But I mean, either way, if I don't get to catch him, I'm always rooting for him on the sidelines, dude. He's an insane musician.
He really did a great job with your music, man. When you guys had your parts where you guys were playing tight right on top of each other, man.
Dude,
Just
yeah.
sound great together. Good band. The whole band sounded great. But I
Thank
know
you,
what you
man.
mean. How you had to kind of improvise while you're over there. You know, it's like, okay, well, here's the new routine. Well, here's how we're gonna go. And the show must go on.
Hmm.
Fuck yeah. Well, let me see. When I wanted to start kind of going through the catalog, man, you know, I love 13, man. It's a kick-ass track. It's so fucking good. Marcus was fucking raging on that one, man. And both y'all are doing the chorus together, right?
Hmm.
Nice. So powerful right there, man. That's sick, dude. And the video, dude, great fucking video, dude. Kind of hard to watch because I know it's a memory of
Yeah.
your brother, man, Jonathan Michael Reyes, man. That's gone before, you know, way too soon, way too
Yeah.
soon, brother. It's never supposed to be like this, you know.
Mm.
It's not. So I feel for you as a brother, because I know if the same thing would have happened to my younger brother, there's nothing like it, bro. So it almost brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. But
Yeah.
I know you got a humongous heart, bro, and getting through all that whole everything is just you know, really his it's a life-changing event for you, and it's really made you a stronger musician and made you really kind of shine. It's giving you an opportunity to shine with with John's love, and I think him giving you the guitar, spending time with you, the kind of music that y'all shared, passion for, the friends that y'all had in common. Everything was meant to get you where you are right now, and to just feed into a great successful career. And I think John would he only looks down on you and says, "Fuck, man, what's he gonna do next?" Because I just think that he's just very very proud of you, dude, and all the quality of work you've been putting out and making the track, especially for him. 13. Uh, it's just very special, dude. Beyond special, very special
Thank you,
thing
man.
that you've done for in showing memory for him, and just always keeping John Michael in all of our thoughts and our hearts.
Dude, thank you, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely really cool too, like with the video process, because we went through Ruben from Upon, and like I've listened to Upon since like they first had started. John brought like the World Is Ours CD back home. I think they got to like hang out with Upon after like a show or something. And like the first shirt I've ever been given as like a shirt that was signed from a band was from Upon.
Oh,
So like it
cool.
it even has
Was
like
Sal with
Raymond's
them back then too? Sal
yeah,
Dominguez,
it had Sal, it had
Salvador.
Raymond on there. I brought it to Raymond's the first time I hung out with him. I was like, I'm not trying to like solely focus on the pond with you. Like that's not why I'm here. But I was like, I just want to show you like I've had this dude like on my wall since I was like 12. Like
Yes.
it's been a long ass time. Um, but it was really cool getting to like have Ruben kind of help with that because
Yes.
him kind of knowing the history of it, it was really special having him help out on that stuff. Like
He does
it
great work.
it's really, really weird like how I guess like life kind of ended up in getting us that direction. But we originally went to go shoot on top of this. I still need to ask him where it's at because it's like this hiking place he took me to shoot originally, and then like it got way too dark like fast, so we're like, shit dude, we have to go back. And we went back to his house, and we ended up filming in his like he has this little like garage shed thing that's back there
Yeah.
that um we ended up setting up like all the candles and everything for it. That was going to be like a shot that we used like as part of it, but we ended up
Okay.
doing just like the whole thing in there, and it ended up working like really,
It
really
worked.
good.
Yes.
It was really
Lighting
cool.
and everything came out great.
The biggest pain was the candles. Like lighting all of those was like the worst, but um we got it done like in it took about like 5 minutes to get like everything
Get
like
everything.
lit and make sure it didn't like go out. But yeah, it was super fun, man.
That is awesome, man. Love that video. Love it. So let's talk about Breathe. So Breathe, man, you got the string section from Shattered Sun joining you to help you out
Yes.
on this one right here. Love all the guitar work throughout this song. Great riffs, great shredding. Um, this is one that y'all collaborated on to come up with a finished product.
Yeah, so we done I had basically like almost everything. Like a lot of the songs from the EP, we finished like the bass idea like there at Beltran's. Beltran wasn't like
Okay,
producing at that moment. He was just lending us like basically renting out the studio for us for those 2 days. He did help like with production and stuff later on. But for Breathe, I had gotten like Mick to do like some bass stuff, and then Jesse had done his guitar solo, and then DB did his solo. I basically had it open to where like we I could send it off to them, and it was like, okay, just you just got to fill in this section from here to
sure.
here, and then DB gets this to this. Um,
Yeah,
because a big part of like I guess why I wanted to do a lot of music stuff and uh I guess get into that world was seeing John get to fill in for like Shattered and kind of cover DV's spots for like a good amount of shows. And
yes,
I really
yes,
wanted to kind of like have them play like obviously like Marcus was playing into it, but I wanted to have them there because they were a big, influence on what I thought was possible. Like being a younger musician and watching these guys from your hometown get to
Yes.
go and do all these crazy shows and everything. So I was
Right.
like, y'all kind of have to be like part of this, dude. There's no other way to put
Right.
it.
From my point of view, seeing Shattered Sun we used to do gigs together in Killamora, and that was the
Mhm.
day when they were just getting things started off. They'd play before us, and every time I would always love hanging out with Marcus and the guys. They're super cool to hang out before and have some beers afterwards. Always a great time with those guys. It's because so much personality and it's nothing but fun. And watching them fucking take on the world, dude, by themselves, putting it all on the line and making it all fucking work, man. You can't fucking, that's living the dream. They've got it. I mean, hell, I love Chuck Billy. He's a fucking idol, a mentor. And then Chuck Billy starts a record label, and that's his first band, Shattered Sun. Holy
Mhm.
shit. That's to me, that's Chuck saying, that's my golden boy right there, Marcus Leal. He's gonna be
Yeah.
my golden ticket. Hell yeah, because him and the band are so fucking good. We're gonna start a label, and they're gonna be my first fucking band. I mean, how motivating that was to the band, I know was tremendous. And having that that monster, Chuck Billy, already in your corner, man, dude, you can get anywhere you want to. And then going on the
Mhm.
road with Testament and Exodus, holy shit, going on Monster the Mayhem tour, Jesus, and having all kinds of trouble throughout the tour, breakdowns and
Dude,
everything.
yes.
But they got a great support system of family, fathers and moms that would fucking put out money out of the credit cards and just make it happen so that way the boys could finish what they started. And
Mhm.
I couldn't be more prouder than all of those guys. And they got huge hearts. I've had a chance to get to know a few of them a lot better than Marcus. Well, Marcus I know the best out of all of them, but every time I'm around Jesse and Daniel, and Daniel's had me sing on a track of his, early on with his band, Haunt the Sleep, and
Mhm.
great experience working with Daniel, and especially Daniel Adame. Daniel Adame,
Yeah.
the other guy,
He's
like the
always
sixth
fun, man.
member of whether it's Shattered Sun or Swim the Current, even right now.
Mhm.
Much love to Daniel Adame, man. He's always been that clutch guy. Whatever you need, he's there. Support and great fucking photographer. Great
Dude,
photographer. He's
yes.
just
Yeah,
super guy. So, that combination of that team right there. Oh man, if I was in your shoes, if you followed your instincts by getting these guys together, they had to be a part. John Michael, loved being with these guys. They loved him. It was the right thing to do, and I knew, they were I thought for a little while that they were going to be your backing band, you know
Mhm.
because it just seems like the fit is so right, all the pieces are in the right place for this to happen. And them coming in for the clutch, and filling in every and collaborating with you on this EP, just goes to show how kick-ass each one of the members of Shattered Sun is. So
Dude,
when
yeah.
when they
Yeah,
came back
big
together
time.
and you got to open the show, that was awesome.
It was definitely like a really like getting to play with them too, like in Corpus, when we did it's like again, I've had like so much going on the past few years, but getting to play with them though was like it just was very surreal. Um
Yeah, man.
just because like I feel like I'm filling shoes that are like huge. Because like John getting to play the same, well, not even the
Okay.
same because I was covering Jesse's parts. He was covering DB's
Yeah.
beforehand. So there was some stuff that I learned that I was like, "Oh, okay, I remember him doing this." And then when we were like in
Uh-huh.
rehearsal, like both me and DB were playing like rhythm for certain spots, and I was like, shit. I should have learned the other part, or I should have asked for that. So it was definitely like very intimidating, but it was super fun, like getting to do it and um just getting to play with them, dude. I loved that. Like the only other experience I had is playing with King, and I love the King guys, but like I just kind of got to meet them aside from JP
Yeah.
for like only a little bit of time before like I just got kind of thrown in. But like the Shattered guys I've known for such a long time at this point that it was just kind of like just having fun and playing with your bros. There wasn't really like a, oh, I got to nail this thing. If I don't nail this, it's over.
It's over,
Like type
right?
of vibe, you know?
They brought out the best of you, bro. Fucking badass. They really did. Let's also move on and let's talk about the chorus for fill in the blank, dude. That fucking chorus goes hard on fill in the blank, dude. It's fucking awesome. The song is
Thank you,
just
man.
it's one of your harder tracks, I believe. And Sebastian is a fucking beast. Big shout out to all the guys in Life Cycles. I love all those guys. Oh
Oh,
man,
dude.
I've had them. I've had them here at the crib. I got their banner back here signed. I love Life Cycles. I can't say I've got a more favorite band out of San Antonio than maybe Confused. You know, I love
Hmm.
Al the Body and all the guys in Confused as well. But man, they've and big props to the hustle they got going on. They're going to be going to Europe with Silosis coming up
Dude,
here.
yes.
You know, at the end of the year. Wow, man. You know, they've been working on the new record that should be coming out soon. I think the recording's already finished.
Yes,
Um,
I think so. I kind of got to like not hear like the songs, but I let them like borrow like a pop filter like for
uh-huh.
tracking, and I dude it. I'm just so excited for those guys, man. Like we saw the Trivium show together
Oh, that's
when they
right,
came
dude. Did you go
through,
backstage with
and
them too?
no, not in
I
that
saw
one,
those
but
pics where they went
uh
backstage. I'm like, oh,
I
look.
I did have originally VIP tickets, but I
Wow.
misunderstood what the VIP was doing. So like I ended up losing the VIP. I got like refunded for it, but the Life Cycles guys had mentioned like I don't know if it's somebody from 1176 that knows Cyclosis or whatever, like if it's
Yeah.
their management, but they ended up like bringing them some gifts and stuff, and they ended up getting to like chill with Trivium, so they brought Trivium some merch as well.
Uh-huh.
And it was just so cool, dude. Like I've always been like, no matter what, like even like with Jaden, for instance, like even if he's not playing with me, I'm like, dude, no, y'all gotta do your stuff, man. Like you gotta, keep growing, and seeing them get to hang out with like who I also listened to when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
they're getting to chill with them, and they're like homies basically is
Right. That's so
that's
cool.
like so sick, dude. Like I felt like just I don't know. Like I feel like what uh I guess I would feel if I had like a younger brother or whatever, or like I guess how
Yeah,
my
bro.
brother would
Yeah.
feel with me. Like it's just like, dude, like I'm so like happy, and it's almost like unreal like saying it, but like seeing the pictures of them with Trivium and Matt and Corey, and
Right.
it's just so unreal, dude. But it's so sick.
Yeah, so sick. I back in the day, I think it was back in 2005, 2006. I got to meet the guys in Trivium. I opened up for the Soundy Underground with my band Killer Moron, dude. That was one
Okay.
of the handful of one of the best days of my life, bro. You know,
Dude,
I
yeah.
got to meet the guys from As I Lay Dying, and we had fucking Nick Hippo right there watching our sound check. And afterwards, he's like, "Dude, y'all are fucking bad." And you know, next time As I Lay Dying came played the House of Rock, and went to check him out. Him and Nick and Tim spotted me in the crowd. They say, "Hey, come backstage." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Super moments like that, dude. Just make me. I idolize a lot of these guys, but when you get into presence, they're just your bros, man. They're homies,
Mhm.
just out there grinding like you are, man.
The
So,
actually one of the shows I played with King when we were like in LA, like Chris Garza
oh
from
shit,
Suicide, and Mike Terry, the one's playing now for Fire. Um they were both like watching us like side stage, and I was like,
hell
dude,
yeah,
like super cool, but I was like, fuck, I cannot
right?
fuck up anything. But they're such super cool guys. They're very sweet, and they gave like a lot of good like compliments and everything. It was really cool.
Hell yes, yes. Let me keep on going on this one. We also had Bjorn on that track and Frank, right?
Yes, yeah. So we had told well, I had Marcus like reach out to Speed, and he was like the, not that everybody else was not sweet. They were all very awesome, but he was really sweet about it, and was like, don't even like bother like paying for it, blah blah blah. Which like again, I got no issue if you have like a price or whatever, that's fine. I respect that. But
Yeah, yeah.
it was just really sweet that he was like, dude, just send us like barbecue stuff. And he was like, and I got you for it. He even went back and like redid some parts. So I was like, hey, like this is really cool, but like, can you sing it like this way, or can you add something here? And like immediately just went back next day. We got tracks in.
Oh, hell
Dude's
yes.
super sweet. I gave him I wrote him like a letter and then gave him like some candles from the music video, and uh
Oh, it's
it
very
definitely
cool.
like meant a lot having him on there, because one of the first Soilwork songs I had ever heard was it's like back in the day, like I had like one of those MP3 players from Walmart that like it was a random one that could like pick up the radio and you could put songs on it. And
Yeah.
I had my brother throw a bunch of music on it. I think it was like maybe between the 6 to 8 range, somewhere around there. And
Uh-huh.
one of the first bands that he had put on there was Soilwork, and Stabbing the Drama was like that was the
Oh,
only one
yes.
that was on there. But that was like my I remember like hitting
Classic.
shuffle and I was like, dude, that's so I like at the time when I was younger, I didn't really like anything that had screaming in it. Like I just didn't like, because like I was more on like I wanted to hear the lyrics and I wanted to understand what they were saying, but I didn't get like the like attitude part of it, or like the I guess like the emotion it was giving off. But
Yeah, yeah.
Stabbing the Drama is one of those I was like, dude, this is so sick. And like this dude is such an amazing vocalist. Like that was the
Oh,
only song I
yes.
had heard from them for the longest time. And it wasn't until like maybe like my high school days I kind of started jamming like Nerve and other stuff from like that album, and then getting into their newer stuff. And once Marcus had kind of mentioned like he was like friends with Speed, and they knew them, like I was like, dude, if you could get in contact with him, like my goal wasn't necessarily like I don't want this thing to be like sole goal of it is just to make it be like the biggest thing ever. I know that's like the goal for everybody, but I just wanted it to be something cool that was a way to memorialize John, and have some form of significance with like our our musical journey and what we listened
Yes.
to. So having him on there was really sick, and getting to kind of like orchestrate those parts for him was just it was unreal.
Unreal, man. Yes. What a banger on that one, man. And
Thank you,
so
man.
let's see, where did I leave it? Bam. Okay. So we are at off the rails. Off the rails, man. So we were talking about a little bit off the rails, how you came up with those riffs way back in the day.
Mm,
And you ended up getting Robert to fill in on this one on drums to come in.
yes.
And
Yeah.
fucking Robert's a beast out there. Man, he sounds
He
great on his tracks. And then you had Jake. You got Jake on there as
yes.
well. And what's this song about?
So this one was more of like I guess like another kind of like introspective type song that I had, but I mainly wanted it to be more like because I grew up with also like a lot of like prog stuff that I jammed. And um I didn't necessarily go, I guess, like as hard into Rush as like JP from King did, but I
Okay.
did really like a lot of like um I guess more out there stuff like Mr. Bungle and
Oh, Bungle.
what's his
Yes. Hell
name?
yeah. It's out there. All right.
Mr. Bungle is like for sure like the biggest one. Dream Theater I like, just from a
Nice.
like an academic like music standpoint. That's it's really
Yes.
cool getting to hear a lot of the stuff that they do. Um and then there's another guy, I think his name is like that Savage Devil. He's very much like along the lines of like Mr. Bungle. Um but there was like a I would say like I wanted it to be like this longer song that I like none of these I wanted to necessarily be, aside from maybe like 13. I didn't really want them to be like, okay, I want to write this for it to be a radio thing. I more so just wanted to write it as like a cool guitar like song that had a bunch of fun parts to play. And um
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
just had like a lot of fun stuff to it. So getting like Rob on there was super sick. Like he killed those parts that I think in like 2 takes. It really
Fuck
did not
yes.
take him long, dude, at all. He got on there and he like killed those parts. Getting to have like Jake on there was like a whole other like unreal type of thing. I had reached out to him because like for my birthday, which is like my 21st birthday, I think, either that or the 22nd. Um, Somewhere around one of those birthdays, I wanted to buy like his guitar because the first signature guitar like I ever bought was the Sin Gates one.
Okay.
But my biggest like connection with John that I could kind of attribute like musically wise was Black Veil. Mostly because like
Okay.
I started off with like all the other bands that I've grown to love like with him, like he's shown me. This is like the one band that I was like, hey, like I normally like at the time maybe wouldn't have checked him out, which is
Uh-huh.
kind of weird because I used to jam like Motley Crue all the time with like my mom and my brother. But
Yeah.
for Black Veil, uh, I was like, okay, they kind of like they look different than what I thought they were gonna sound like. And once
All
I started
right.
hearing them play, and I started hearing like the guitar parts in there, and like how everything was like put together, it was like it was weird. Like I really kind of went in like not liking the band
Okay.
because they already kind of had like a stigma. But
Already, yeah.
when I started really diving into their stuff, I was like, dude, this is really sick. And it's like the guitar parts are not fucking easy, dude. There's some that are easy, but like they're up there. And I remember I showed my brother, and the first time I told him about it, he was like, isn't that like that emo band that's out right now? And I was like, yeah, I was like, but like, dude, you have to like listen to like this one song. Like it's pretty cool. And I showed him it was either like Perfect Weapon or Youth and Whiskey or something, and he was like, "Holy shit, dude, this is like way different than what I thought they sounded like."
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
so I like when I came to buying like my like the other like his guitar, no one was selling it because I think he was in the middle of like getting his newest like signature out. So I think like
All right.
Schecter and everybody like vendor wise is trying to sell out what they had in order to get that inventory out and then get the next one
Right.
in. And I like called everybody. I went through like Zounds, I went through Sweetwater, Guitar Center, like Musician's Friend. Nobody had them. And I remember like at the time COVID was going on, so Jake was doing these stage plate guitars that he would play whatever show it was, and then at the very end of the night, whoever bought the guitar, he would like sign it, meet with you backstage, and then you get the
What?
guitar.
Oh shit.
Well,
That's awesome.
they obviously weren't doing shows, so I was like, I emailed them like his website, and I was like, hey, I don't know if y'all have one in stock, but I'm trying to get a hold of one of these guitars. Like, if you have one available, let me know. I really wanted to buy one. And like a couple weeks prior to that, like when we were orchestrating like a lot of the parts for the songs, I had sent an email to him like through the same email, and I was like, "Hey, like just a long shot." I was like, "In no way am I gonna be like offended
Uh-huh.
if you don't like say anything," but I was like, you were like a really like important part to my musical journey and my connection with my brother." And I was like, it would really mean a lot if you could do like a part in one of the songs. I was like, I don't really care even if you have this insane number that you charge. I just at least want to like give it a shot and say I at least tried for it.
That's right. Fuck
And
yes.
he responded back maybe like a couple days later and was like, hey, like, yeah, I still do have like some guitars on hand, but he's like, by any chance, like, did you shoot me like an email like about this? And I was like, dude, yes, like I did. I was like, I'm not wanting to like fangirl or anything like that. I just want to, have something cool to
Yeah.
show him. And after we talked for a bit, he was like, yeah, I'm down. Um, and he was like, just send it to me whenever it's in like mastering phase, like once it's like ready to be like mixed and mastered.
Yeah, yeah.
So we sent it off, and dude, like he's so like good at like audio engineering. He basically like mixed it in, like his tone, like everything. He mixed it into the song before he sent it. So like when my engineer got his stuff in, he was like, I just had to drop it in, dude. Like I
Oh
really
hell
did
yes.
not do anything to it. He's like, it's kind of weird. Like he's just nailed it. So it was really cool getting to have him in there. Like one of the
Wow,
like
dude.
I still love that band, and like Black Veil's been like a very, very important like part of my life musically, mainly because like one of the I guess one of the biggest things that like I had taken away like from my brother, like in terms of like kind of standing your ground for music, is like he had somebody shit on Blackfield. I wasn't even there. Like I was at like in Alice, he was in Austin or something, and somebody was like shitting on them. And it was like one of his friends or like a girl he was with or something. And he was
Yeah,
like, "Hey, that's like my brother's like favorite band. Like, don't talk shit about them, blah blah blah." Like, and he kind of like stood up for me without me being there.
yeah.
And it always just kind of
That's
stuck with
cool.
me and meant a lot to me because I was like, he didn't really have to do that or say that.
Right, dude.
Like,
He,
but it meant a lot that he was like, no, like I like this band a lot, and I'm glad like you showed me, and
yeah,
I'm gonna fucking stand up for them the same way I would with like Motley Crue or anybody.
that's tight.
Um, so that was always something that I took away and kind of like I guess stuck through all of these years, even um, up until now. Like I still really love that band, and I
Yeah.
love listening to their productions and everything, and it's just cool kind of seeing like the background that they had, and where they're at now. It's just super sick.
Hell yes. It's another great band out there. Hell yeah. You still got the guitar?
The Yes, yeah, I do. That one would
Let's
be,
see.
let me see here. Excuse all the mess in
How
here. It should be in
many axes do you have?
too many at this point. Let me see. I have like a specific case for that one because it doesn't fit in like a normal, because it's like an Explorer type
Oh
guitar.
shit.
Let me
I
see.
love
The
that Explorer
Avenged one
model
is
too. I love
there.
that's one of my favorites.
Dude, it's honestly like I've never like beforehand, I guess, digged it as much as I do now. And now it's like it's just so nice. I don't know where this guitar is at. I'm still like in the process of like unpacking
Ah,
everything.
that's right. I'm
But
sorry, bro.
no, you're good. Oh, I see it now.
Okay,
Let me see.
cool.
Give me 1 second. I got you. Yeah, it's like I got like luckily at this new house, there's like insane storage for all of my music stuff.
Excellent.
So I don't
Yes.
really have to worry about finding spots, but
Yeah.
for right now, while I'm waiting,
Okay, here it
it's all
comes.
kind of just sitting. Let's see here.
All
So
right.
I still have, let's see
Wow.
here. So let me see. So, this would be the
Oh, look
guitar.
at that. Oh, that's killer.
So
Damn, that's
on the
fucking
back,
awesome.
like it has his little signature on there. On
Yeah.
the back plate, he signed it and put like, to Chris. He's like, good luck with your band, Seyer Mind, and signed it off.
Oh,
Um,
killer.
super, super awesome dude. I
Yeah,
I ended
man.
up I bought a vest off of him, um, off of one of the tours that they were doing. I think it was with I think it was the In This Moment tour that they had done maybe a couple years back. And
Yeah.
I wanted to get like a vest because one of my brother's friends, Ray, had given or I guess he had been asked like by John, like, hey, can you make me like a battle vest?
Oh
Because
shit. Yeah.
he's always making like vests all the time, and they always come out sick. So he made John this vest, and obviously never got to like finish it in time. So he gave it to me,
Yes.
and I was like, I really want to get like the old jacket that he had, the battle vest, and then like get like the Jake vest, and just have it like on my wall somewhere or something. And so I got
Yeah.
to go like meet with Jake like after they performed, and definitely like would have been like a little bit cooler without like COVID going on. So like we only kind of got to chill for a little bit, but super
Yeah.
nice
I
dude.
got it.
Like he was very awesome. At one point I was like, like one of these days, like I'm gonna definitely need like a follow from you. It's like, but I want to like earn it. I don't want to. have it just be out of like, okay, I worked with this dude, let me follow him. Like, and I was like, I want you to, genuinely want to like follow me on my stuff. And he was like, I do check out like your stuff every now and then, like what you've been posting. And he's like, but he's like, I'll keep that in mind. And he was like really,
Okay.
really sweet, really nice dude.
Yeah.
And um it was like even when we went to go take pictures and stuff with them, because I got the VIP and like even me just showing up there, dude, like his face like like kind of lit up, and he was like
Hell
he already
yeah.
kind of knew, like he had known who I was like whenever I pulled up there. And he was just
Yes.
super super awesome guy. Like I
Man, what a
definitely loved
moment.
working with him.
What a great experience working with him. Wow. It's totally awesome, man. Let's go ahead and get to, let's get back to Blind, man. So on Blind right there, um, how much vocals did Chris do?
None, it was just me.
It was all you on that one, huh?
Yeah, that
Man,
one was
you
all
do
me.
some crazy dynamics on there, man. And it, I really have a lot of love for you as a vocalist, dude, because I I can hear the sincerity. And when you have these soft moments, um, I as I'm hearing them, on my loudspeaker outside as I'm jamming to it, I'm thinking to myself that in the studio, you really got to get into that moment and be ready to execute it the right way. When I do a lot of my vocals, everything's pretty much raw, aggressive. So it's not too much
Yeah,
thought you have to put into it dynamically or sometimes intellectually to a point as well. And so that's why I want to give you so much love on that, on the way you bring it. That man, you sound like such a veteran singer already, dude. Like you've been doing it. It's like you've been singing to your favorite bands for so long. Then now that you're actually doing your own band, you're able to execute just as well as as you've heard. Guys like Sebastian Bach and fucking Vince Neil do it when they had to do it. Back in their days. So, man, and how you mentioned how you hadn't sang before, you kind of you were kind of put in the moment, and you had to kind of make it happen. And
yeah.
wow, dude, kind of taking it from the shower to the recording studio just like that, it's
Dude,
is a hell of a feat, bro. And it just kind of a testament to the fact that you were made for this. You're made to do what you're doing now. It's a career that I feel like you're going to be very successful at, man, because you got a great head on your shoulders, and you're so smart, and you're surrounded by such a great um, family of musicians and people that are doing great things of their own, and that have that are very generous with their time and their talent to want to help out as well. And when they hear what you got, it's like, wow, fuck yeah, let me be part of this. So the quality and the love is all there. So hearing Blind is like, shit. That's why I really wanted to make sure I got it. Was one of those things when I heard it, I was like, I gotta give him some love. But as soon as I can, I want to see if I can hit him up for an interview, because this is your moment, man. This is your moment with this song right here, and things are just getting better. They're just getting better. So I wanted to be sure I was able to kind of capture where your mind was up until at least where we're at. I'm right now. I'm Blind, and
dude, yeah.
we can catch up later when we did some more work under your belt. Um, but so we covered all the music. Tell me about what was the first concert you went to?
Oh, shit. Probably, to be honest, was like probably one of my brother's shows, but like on a higher, like more like professional level would be
Yeah.
like I think it was Motley Crue, if I remember correctly. We went to go see them at the AT&T Center here in San Antonio. They were performing with Poison
Oh, it was the
and
stadium tour.
yes, and I think it was Poison and Alice Cooper. Was it that
Yeah.
one?
Well, I think it was Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and if I'm right, Joan Jett.
No, 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 no. This is way before that.
Oh,
Way, way
way
before.
before that.
This
My
was
bad then. Okay.
I was like maybe 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere around that range.
What album was Crue on?
They had just maybe not too long ago had finished like Saints of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, right around
Yeah.
okay, that era.
So
Okay, cool.
at that
That's a
time,
jam.
Tommy Lee had the it was before the Crucifly, so he had the drum set that went in a circle.
Oh yeah,
That's the one that we had seen them on.
nice.
So
Did you?
it was really really cool, dude. Like we didn't even realize like like where they walked out because it was like a sitting concert, but like getting to watch them walk out like really close to us, like through the
Whoa,
crowd all the way to the front of the stage. It was just like unreal. I definitely think that's probably like a point that set off like the love for live performances and stuff for me.
yeah,
Maybe kind of like solidified a little bit more of like my love for like rock and metal and stuff. 'Cause when I was younger, it wasn't really like ironically like being at like a private school, like that stuff wasn't necessarily listened to. It was just more like rap and pop stuff.
uh-huh.
So like no one ever understood like what bands I was jamming or anything. So I
They didn't
like
get it.
almost kind of strayed from it for a little bit because I was like like nobody knows what I'm talking about for this stuff. There was
I
only
know
like
what you
one
mean.
person
Yeah,
in my class that knew like any of the other bands that I'd mentioned. Um, and so once I went to like public school, I was like I want to, start listening to whatever I like. And that Motley Crue concert was definitely like a very, very big push to I guess like feeling
yes.
that I have when I work on stuff now. That was like a very, very big point for my life.
I get it, man. That's why I like to ask this question, man, because guys like us that go to our first concert, it's kind of like that's who we fall in love with, either being on stage, the atmosphere, or maybe a particular musician. For me, my
Hmm.
first concert was uh Kiss on the Dynasty tour. Right, that
Okay.
was the last tour before they took their makeup off. It was at the I want to say the Joe Freeman in San Antonio. And
Okay.
back then, C101 used to have a fucking party bus. And
Ah,
I had two aunts that were that fucking took me on the party bus, and they were smoking. Not my aunts, but the whole bus was smoking and
yeah.
drinking and snorting. It was what I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But this is so fucking fun. Yes.
Hmm.
So we went to the concert. I saw Gene Simmons, Blow the Fire, Spit the Blood, all in his fucking costume and in the bass solo. And I'm like, I want to be Gene Simmons. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be like that guy, and I want to rock the whole fucking world. And so yeah, I haven't rocked the whole world, but I have done a lot of fucking rocking here in this town. But Gene Simmons was a guy that made me want to fucking do it, and that was that first concert. And after that, I was like, man, that's all I care about now. I just want to sell my soul for rock and roll. Just where do I sign? And
Hmm.
it's not so easy, but it's those kind of things are life-changing events, man. And for the crew, when it comes to the crew, I got to see them the first time on Theater of Pain, and
Okay.
oh, so much fun, bro. And then my uncle snuck me away. We were supposed to go hunting, and that's what I told my mom. We're gonna go hunting. We went to go see Motley Crue and Whitesnake in the fucking Girls, Girls, Girls tour. Oh,
Oh,
it's the
dude, hell
best.
yeah.
Love you, Uncle Roland. Thank you for taking me to that one. That was another great time, man. Oh, they were partying. I was the designated driver, so it was
Yeah.
super cool time, man. So like the next
Hell
one I
yeah.
got for you is, tell me about your time in King 810, and how did you
Okay.
get into the mix? Did they hit you up? Did they find you out
So
there?
so a big part, like I had met JP, their drummer, through a pawn. Every time like a pawn or Life Cycles was like seeming to play in Corpus, like he was either like I think at the time he was teching for a pawn.
Okay.
And I was just like, talking to anybody and kind of just getting to know people. And he's just super nice dude, very, very knowledgeable. I love talking to him about music stuff. And at some point, I don't know what it was that made him reach out, but before I did this, I had done like a concert filling in on bass for Diosa. We did the Romania thing. Um, he had reached out to me and he's like, "Hey man, like just out of curiosity, like, would you be cool if I threw your name in the hat for like a possible like filling guitarist for King?" And I was like, "Dude, yeah, like I'm down, like definitely." and I hadn't heard anything like for a while, like so I just didn't think about it, and then at some point when I moved up here, he reached out and was like, "Hey man, so are you like you still down like to do it? Like you could be down to audition." So I had to learn I want to say it was Alpha Omega Murder. Is it Murder Murder Murder? I know it was Alpha, Kill 'Em All, and think there was Fatter on the Heart. It was those
Okay.
three. And so I had to learn those. I learned them like that night that he had messaged me about it. And I think like the next day or something, like I filmed it or I tried hopping on it like ASAP.
Yeah, yeah.
I stayed up till like 6 in the morning, like tracking out the video because I'm like,
Oh, fuck
I
yes.
think I hadn't even
Fired up.
finished learning like Fatter on the Heart, and I was like, okay, I can just learn it really fast and then just set up everything and just go. Um, but they ended up digging everything, and it definitely was like it is like a challenge getting me there because like one, I'm not in Michigan, so every time I have to go out for something, like you got to fly me out. And then I got to do the first three shows with them. I had met like with JP, had picked me up from the airport in Detroit. Um, Went back to Dearborn and hung out for a bit at his place before David and Gene showed up, and it was just super super awesome, man. Like David's
Yes.
a very very smart individual, very very talented musically, and it was cool getting to learn, under them and see
Yeah.
how they do stuff because uh, they're very like. I would say very, especially now because they're like independent. They're very like almost guerrilla style where they handle almost everything on their own. Like
Gotcha.
they have a guy that runs um like their social stuff or like helps them with like posts and whatnot. They have a dude like this is all basically at home.
Yeah.
Like mid, their photographer, his name's Ryan. He's insanely talented photographer that he's from Ireland and he's worked with them for years, and it was awesome getting to meet him. Gene's cousin
He's the one that
Kuzi.
put your pics out that you put out.
He's done like majority of the picks I have out are from him.
Okay.
Kuzi is the other one that did he's Gene's cousin, and he's also like really, really solid at doing like a lot of photography stuff. He's done like when they did what was it? I think even like for the recent thing that they had done for the memoirs anniversary, he was doing like some of the skits and whatnot during the show. Um,
Wow.
so
That's
they
badass.
have like a really tight little family. Even like with the fans, dude, those people are like so dedicated and so awesome. Like
Fuck
for the
yes.
band and for anybody else who likes the band, like they will like give you the shirt off their back, like type of people. So it
Awesome.
was really awesome getting to do that and um, meet with all those people and just feel like, I'm not even in the band, but feeling like just welcomed so well. It
Yeah.
was unreal.
And is there going to be maybe part two to go
I'm
back
not
and work with them again?
I'm not too sure. I'm always gonna be like open to it.
Okay.
But
All
I know
right.
that it's definitely like for sure pretty easy with Bryce being like in the area. That's like a big plus for it. But at the same time, like, dude, I'm like if I get to play with them again, super cool. But
Yeah.
I'm just still happy I got to do it and hang with them for a good while. I got to do like three music videos with them for the Under the Black Rainbow stuff, and then the last tour I did with them with like Shaggy, that was a whole other thing. That was like it was just unreal, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
Shaggy,
and, and,
fuck yeah,
and
from the
yeah,
posse.
all the guys were super sweet. Shaggy was awesome. We interacted like a lot with Clay because he was doing a lot of like the managing for touring, and
Yeah.
they're just all really really sweet people. They're super awesome to work with.
Man, what an experience, dude. That's another great notch in your belt right there. That's just
Hmm.
that shows your expertise, your professionalism, man. You know, you staying up till 6 in the morning trying to get the, trying to pull through and get them what they need to to give you the job. You know what I mean? Get that audition tape ready for them. You've always, just another another great story on how when you see something you want, you figure out a way to get it and you make it happen. Excellent,
Yeah.
brother. Excellent.
Thank you, man.
And also, we mentioned right before we got started on here, you do production work as well. And
Yes.
I love the guys from Excess. I really love Rocco and those guys. They are like, when I tell people about them, I said, dude, if you like Guns N' Roses, you're going to like fucking Excess because Guns N' Roses, they're gritty, they're raunchy, it's great guitar work, and it's just fucking good rock. And
Hmm.
that's how I see Excess. And they just seem like natural guys at such a young age, already executing just like the big time, the heavy hitters of the 80s. And it
Yeah.
comes across in the recording and it's like, wow, man, badass. And I thought maybe he did it with Robert. And I asked Rocky, he goes, no, I did it with Chris. I said, what? No shit, Chris does that too.
Yeah.
So tell me, have you done other guys besides Success?
I've worked with them. I've helped with like a good amount of like some of the new like some of the current stuff with like vocal production, and I get to do like a lot of like editing and like organizing sessions and stuff for them. And um I've also worked with just like a lot of like little small like engineering jobs that I've gotten to do. A lot of working with Marcus. That's like, I mean, like no matter what, dude, I'm gonna be helping that guy, as long as I can, because he's
Hell yes.
like a very big reason as to why this door got like open for me. I feel like it's like a mix of him and John that really helped kind of bring me into this world.
Yeah, yeah.
And so anytime like he hits me up for like, yo, I got a feature for this, or hey, like I need help tracking this out, or whatever it is. Like even when he was still doing Nino stuff, like going to I had to drive down to Alice from Corpus during like a hurricane warning and like or not a hurricane, a tornado warning. And
Uh-huh.
we recorded our old band director's trumpet parts for the C Unit S cover.
Oh, for that
I
cover.
had
Very
to I
cool.
tracked out his stuff on like the mic that I use for like vocals, and I tracked out like Jess for the nylon solo stuff. And I've gotten to do like a good amount with like a lot of different people. Even Haunt the Sleep, I've gotten to work with them before. um
Awesome. Hell
Trying to
yes.
think of who else, but yeah, there's a good amount of people that I've worked with. I'm mainly like now, especially like trying to start diving into like more mixing and engineering stuff. But production
Okay.
is always like just a very, very big, like I've always been like fascinated with that stuff. That
Yeah.
probably like ever since I was in like high school, because I think I reached out to Mick at one point from Shattered, because I was like, hey, I'm like in a band now, so I want to record shit. Like, how do I? What did y'all do? And he told me like they went to Beltran, and I was like, okay, how much was that? And he told me how much that was, and I was like,
uh,
okay, I probably can't afford that. I don't have a job, so I started looking into like, okay, well, what do I need to get like just ideas down? And I saw that you could do like you get like a little like dongle for your iPod, and I
okay.
started working in GarageBand. And then soon after that, I was like, okay, there's more shit that I want to do, but I cannot do it with this guy. So like my dad had helped me get like a laptop. It's like a mid 2012 series like MacBook Pro. And we got that, and we got me Pro Tools and
Uh-huh.
interface. And it took me, I think, like 2 weeks to figure out how to record on it, because it was just
Uh-huh.
so much shit that I was like, I don't know what's happening, and I'm pressing the red button and it's not doing the red button things.
Uh-huh.
But uh, once I started kind of getting the hang of like, okay, so this is what I have to do here, and um, I started figuring out like, okay, what do I need next? Like, if I want to do this, like, what do I need? So I just started kind of building my studio stuff up since I was like a freshman in high school.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I was always very much like, okay, well, I want to work on drums, but like I don't really know how to do drums. But if I wanted to record people doing drums, that's a whole shit ton of stuff that I don't have. So I looked into like ways that people were recording drums like at the time, and MIDI was just like kind of popping into a thing of like, you could write the drums and just use the samples and it's fine. But I was
yeah,
like more so wanting to get like whoever my drummer was, like I wanted them to be able to feel out like their stuff. So I had invested in like a one of the e-kits from Alesis, and I learned that you could like route it to where like whatever they're playing gets tracked in MIDI wise, and then we could just edit it from there, and whatever they were feeling at the time, it gets tracked in there. So I just kept looking at like more and more like, okay, what's the next thing I can get, and what's like what can I do if I were to get this thing, or that's
yeah.
kind of how everything stemmed to where I'm at like now. Kind of why like it took me a long ass time to get like a nice vehicle because most of my
Because
money
you
went
spend it on
into,
all the musical,
yeah, it's
all the
all into
music
music
equipment.
shit. Mm,
There's other with priorities, man. Shit, you'll get around
yeah.
one way or the other.
Oh yeah.
So now with the house, man, you're gonna set up your studio in there.
Yeah. So just to kind of give like a little what's it called? Like a little idea of like what it's looking like. Desk is already like set up here.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of insulation on the floor because I'm basically waiting to put bass traps up. But I have like all
Okay.
my stuff there, the desk, amps, the E-kit's not set up yet, but there's definitely like a lot of stuff that I'm slowly like working into for the studio. This house, at least with like the room that we have, um, this one was like, or at least this room, was like kind of the best option for the studio.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wherever we gotta set it up, like with the kid coming, like I'll make it work, whatever it's gotta be.
Yeah.
But I was like, just idea wise, like the way this house is laid out, like this is the room like at the very end of the house.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
and
Good
like
thinking.
even then, like because like I know you're supposed to kind of like get them used to like noises anyways, but I was like, even if I just need to record something and I need it to be like separate from the rest of the house, like this room would probably work best. So
Right.
the master bedroom ended up being like for the studio. Um, and this one just has so much more room, dude, than like the last house that I moved into.
Yes.
Because when I moved up here to San Antonio, like a couple of my plans kind of got flubbed, so I had to kind of like find a place like fast.
Yeah.
And I
You had
ended
to
up
settle.
finding that I had the house that I found that was a pretty nice neighborhood when I first moved in, and you were able to kind of like do the house tour on your own. Like they give you like a code to check out the house, and everything
Okay.
was really chill. But within like the past year, like my girl had like moved in like before we were dating, and then we kind of got a little bit closer, and maybe like within a couple months of her like living like at the house, um we had like a shooting happen in front, like right in front of our house, dude. Like
Damn.
it
Yeah.
was a car that we had this community mailbox in front of our house, and this car, like it almost looked like they parked there and then they were like backing up to where like their lights were shining at our house.
Yeah.
Um, and I had just bought like some, or I think I had just installed like bass traps in my studio with my dad, and I needed to do the calibration for my speakers. And I
Okay.
started doing them, and I heard like 15, like 10 to 15 pops like go off.
Oh
And I was like,
no,
oh
dude.
shit. So I
Damn.
put down the mic and I went out and was like checking like make sure Mando's okay, and we look outside and there's just this car that's just slightly angled like to the right of us, basically
Yeah.
like right in front of our house, and it was just riddled like on the front windshield with bullet holes from the inside.
Oh fuck,
So someone
dude.
was shooting out from their car at someone else, And
Yeah.
like the house directly to the right of us, dude, like their car got hit by like two stray bullets. And
Oh
I was like,
man.
this is before we even figured out like we were gonna have a kid. Like, and I was like, dude, I can't like I'm
Right?
very much like I don't really care, like not necessarily that I don't care what happens to me, but I'm like I take priority in other people
Yes.
as much as I
Well
can. And I
said.
was like, I don't want, her to have to potentially like anything to happen to really anybody else in the house. And I was like, we'll definitely look for a nicer like
Yeah, that's
area.
right.
And dude, this one just like was almost like a blessing in disguise because it was
Yay.
way cheaper than the other one that we had. Ironically, way
Wow.
cheaper. Brand new,
Cheaper with
like
more space.
2021 build and in a way nicer neighborhood. The
Yeah.
HOA here is also like not like a insanely strict HOA. It's pretty chill from what we've seen so far. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like a lot nicer being here. Like the studio is going to be a lot easier to work in because like the living room where like all the animals are and everything,
Yeah.
that's all like flooring, like just normal flooring. But in the rooms they have like carpet. So I'm already kind of getting like extra treatment in the room aside from like my panels and stuff that I'll have in here.
Oh,
Um,
good. Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's already another plus. And then the storage in the master bedroom is insane. It's like
Cool.
it's huge, dude. So definitely being at this new house is very, very helpful, like
You
big
you
time.
said pets. How many pets do you have and what kind?
So I got two cats, and then my girl has two dogs.
Oh,
So
two cats and two dogs. So when she moved
yeah.
in, how did that work with the dogs and cats?
So it was just her one dog that she had, but they like so my cats like before like when I was with like my previous girlfriend, we had my smallest cat at the time interact with like her dog that she had. She also had a German Shepherd. And
Okay.
they like were kind of like hesitant around each other, but like she was aware like dogs are a thing and wasn't like freaked out by them. So whenever she came over here, like her dog's been around like cats before,
Okay.
um, but we only had like the one dog. But she's so used to being like around other dogs that like it was kind of harder to get her to like eat sometimes and kind of like get her more active. So
Yeah.
the dog park that we went to, some lady I guess had a dog there with her that would always play with like our dog. And he was like a really sweet like pit terrier. And come to find out that basically like he was abandoned. She
Oh
found him at
shit.
that dog park like a
Uh-huh.
week, like he had been there for like maybe a week or two.
Damn.
And
All right.
he just kind of has been surviving. So she took him in and was
Cool.
like, if y'all are interested, like we can, maybe like give you the dog. Like he seems to be really sweet with your dog. I was like a little hesitant, like one on like the breed, but like two, like there's two dogs in the house,
Yeah,
like, and I
right.
don't even know where this dog came from. So it's like it is a lot of variables. So I was like,
Of course.
maybe, but we ended up getting him over here, and
Yeah.
he's just been super sweet. He's a really sweet dog, and he's really sweet with me too, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like he kind of suckered up to me a little bit, but they've all been doing really good. Actually, since we moved to the new house, like the dogs and the cats have had to kind of interact a little bit more with each other,
Yeah.
and they've actually been doing like way better at this house.
Wow,
So
man.
I'm kind of like I was a little worried because like when the kid comes here, like we're gonna deep clean like the rooms and keep the animals in the living room for a while. Just while his like immune system's kind of building. And um I was a little worried about it because I was like, dude, they're so used to being like with me and being away from the dogs. But dude, now
Yeah.
they're just like chilling. They've been fine. Like I think we've
Yes.
trained them good enough to where they're like able to work together and kind of do
Right.
their thing. And it just a lot like kind of came together really well once we got over here. So I'm really like one excited for like a lot of the music stuff that I get to do, once I get everything like set up and ready to
Yeah.
go. So I have a good amount of like songs that are just kind of waiting for me to either drop them or finish working on them and putting them into the next stages. Um,
Killer.
but yeah, like production wise too, this house is going to be so much nicer. Like if I was working with the excess guys here, it probably would have been a lot more comfortable. There's a lot more room in here, but yeah, the production stuff, like definitely once I'm here before this kid comes here, man, I'm gonna be grinding and just trying to knock out as much as I can,
Right,
just so I
exactly,
got
dude. As
like
much as you can.
just so I got some
And
stuff kind of
when's
like
the
in the
baby
chamber.
expected?
So we got there was two dates that were kind of thrown out. Like that part of the frustration of this whole process was like the first place we went to, dude, was terrible. Like they made us wait like almost 2.5 to like 3 hours to get like what we thought was supposed to be like a full anatomy scan because they labeled her as like high risk.
Okay.
And when we went to go do the scan, they were like, "Oh, by the way, we forgot our labs close at 5," and it was like 5:05. So they're like, "So we'll have to have y'all come
Oh
back
man.
tomorrow." So all we got to do was listen to the baby's heartbeat for about
Okay.
20 seconds, which was awesome, but
Yes.
literally like 20 seconds. And then they stopped and they were like, "Well, we can see y'all tomorrow in the morning, like as soon as we open, and we'll get the blood work done and we'll go from there." So we're like, "Okay, kind of annoying, but sure."
Yeah.
We come back and I had to work that day. I had to close, so I got up like super early with her. We got there at like 7:45. They open at 8. So we walk
Yeah.
in there before they're even open, and I think, dude, like an hour goes by and no one had like come to us. No one had called our name. We had seen other
Golly,
people come
dude.
in like after us that got in, before us,
Oh,
and she
dude,
was
that's
like,
wrong. Yeah.
"Dude, like we no, like we're gonna go find somewhere else."
Yep.
And they charged us for both, dude. Like
I know.
it was ridiculous. So we found a new place, and originally the older place had given us November 4th as the estimated due date, but the new
Okay.
place that we've been going to, which they've been so awesome, they gave us November 2nd. So not like a big gap,
Right,
but
right.
it's around that range basically, so early November.
Okay. Damn. So we're,
So,
geez, we're here. We are getting ready to hit August. We got August, September, October. So we got a good solid 3 months, unless
no,
he
yeah.
wants to come early. We'll
Yep.
see.
We'll
Oh
see what he wants to
hell!
do.
All right, all
Whatever he
right.
wants.
So, what would you say is going to be coming up next for Sayer Mind?
So I got another song that the graphic designer and I are like currently working on like the art for. I
Okay.
actually just got like the deposit pushed through like earlier today. But we're working on that right now. So that song that we're waiting on releasing, it's gonna be called Black Sky. That one's gonna be the next one to drop. Like it's already like ready, like mix wise and everything.
Yeah.
Just needs the art. So that'll be the next one to drop. I have two more that I've been working on with Mora. One of them is done. Um, I'm pretty sure it's still like a go, but I'm supposed to have Lou from Life Cycles do some vocals on one of them. That's gonna be like one of the heavier ones.
Oh shit!
Um, so that'll be really fun.
Badass.
Uh,
Really?
he's dude such a such an awesome guy, man. I
I
love that
know,
dude.
man. Fuck
But
yeah! Another shredder too, dude. Damn.
yes. Yeah, I want him to do a like a solo or something in that song for
Please,
sure.
yes.
But I have those two, and then I actually do have like a bunch of songs that Mora, Jaden and I had worked on like years ago, like maybe 2021.
Yeah.
That we just never had dropped. I was like in the midst of basically like finalizing the song. Like we had like basically the same thing as we did for the Memorial EP, but I just had to go back in and work on them and do school and just everything going on like just had swiped me. So like now just like I have the time. Like I have way more time than I did when I was in school. So I'm like I might as well just start, tackling these things again and hitting them and it definitely is a lot easier now that I've gone through like that whole process and kind of know what needs to be done
Yeah.
to get all this stuff finished. And that's definitely going to be like a huge plus. Like I have Raymond now from Dark Tone doing drums for all my stuff. So he's been writing out, like I'll write ideas and then he'll go and make them actually sound like a drummer.
Oh,
Um,
badass.
and then like Mora obviously helps me with like a lot of the production stuff. I do most of like my vocal tracking and like guitar tracking here. I'll do a lot of it like with Mora, but then I'll go back and retrack it like in the studio.
Okay.
Um, like that way I can kind of like I don't waste his time or my time trying to
Yeah,
nail
man. Yeah.
some of this shit. Like some of the stuff that we got, like a lot of stuff for Blind, I got to keep. But I actually redid like a lot of the vocals. Um, because I was like, I want it to be all like kind of just in one go and congruent with uh my setup, and I don't want it to be like different quality from like flip-flopping here and there.
Right.
If I did everything like at his place, we would leave it alone, but because I was just mainly going over for production and like writing purposes, I was like, we don't have to nail anything. just
Right.
just as long as we get the idea there, and I can get like a good like either starting point or basically bring me almost to the finish line.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Like that's all that I need. And that's what we did for Blind. We did the same thing for Black Sky, and um,
It works.
the other ones that we got to are like basically almost like one of the ones that I have is which is the one that I talked about with Lou. That one's like the next one that's like basically almost done. So
Okay.
I have a good amount of stuff like coming up, and I really just kind of want to use it. Not necessarily like an internet band, but more of like I want to drop songs, but I don't got like a band, so I'm like I'm just gonna drop them, and
Yeah.
people dig them, cool. If if not, at least throw out some cool stuff, and to me, and it's stuff that I get to jam. That I'm like, okay, cool. I finally can hear this.
Fuck yes.
That's like a very big plus for me.
Oh, dude, I feel like, you being a dad here right now, got a baby coming. You got a lot of priorities that are going to have to be falling into place to make sure the baby's taken care of. There
Hmm.
will be time to play. You know what I mean? And I just feel
Oh
like,
yeah,
with you just doing what you're grinding, putting the singles out, as in a good steady manner as you're doing, it the time's gonna come around where you're gonna have that live band come out and start doing the gigs, dude. Whether it's
yeah.
swim the current comes down, and you know what I mean. It's like, hey, you ready to open up? Yeah, absolutely, hell yes.
Yeah. Well,
Or
that's the big plus too, being in San Antonio. A lot of the people that I could have for like filling in, like, dude,
yeah,
they're all here. So like
yes,
I know
fuck
if I wanted to
yeah,
do a show, like the option's definitely there. It's just coordinating everything. But that's definitely something that I've like thought about, and especially
yeah,
with like going back to like the production stuff, like even with the kid being here and me probably being like exhausted out of my mind, I'm still gonna be like having the option of, okay, if I want to like help with editing something that's like some quick
yeah,
cash I can make, if I want to do like a mix or like help with production in some form for something, like I have other options outside of just performing that can bring in like some revenue outside of my job.
yes,
That
fuck yeah,
does help, and it's like not I'm past the like learning stage for a lot of shit, so it's just a lot of like, okay,
big
cool, we're gonna
time,
sit
yeah.
down and knock that out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, I tell you what, anybody that's out there in the San Antonio, uh, even New Braunfels, Austin area, Corpus area, Valley, Laredo, hit up Chris, man. Hit him up if you love the quality like I do of Blind and what you've already heard in the past. It's only getting better. Hit him up. Um, he'll set you up with a good deal. All right. He wants to work with some new people, and the more talent that comes around, um, bring it to him. Bring him to him. So you guys that are out there with some new bands, I know some of the guys around here um, already have their favorites, whether it's going to Harbor City or maybe it's to Robert's studio. But
Mhm.
I can tell you, man, I've heard that excess, man. Chris has it going on. Listen to Blind. You cannot go wrong working with Chris Reyes. So check it out and tell him I sent you. All right, hell yeah.
Dude,
Well,
thank you,
Chris,
man.
that I've had a great time talking to you, man. But before I let you go, I want to do a little segment I call Draw the Line. And right there,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a couple of bands or maybe a couple of artists, and say if they were playing in your town, you could only be in one place. Who's it gonna be? Or if these two albums were the last two albums you ever get to have in your lifetime, which one would it be, for instance?
Okay.
So, but before we get to that, I got to give a shout out, man. We had a lot of good friends joining the chat room. We had Rocco jump in. So Rocco
Oh,
from
nice.
Excess, hell yeah. And so Rocco puts in hashtag frogs. What does that mean?
That's a that's an inside joke for
I
sure, but
figured, dude.
that got referenced a lot while we are recording.
And he's got in here, say your prayers, hashtag say your prayers. I
He
like that.
wants me to
That's
make a
cool.
song with
Yes.
Sayer prayers. Yes.
Let's see what else we got in here. Uh, Marcus Mendoza, thank you. The man, he loves you. He says the man, Riz Chaos. So he's replaced the C with the R
Risk
right there.
Reyes. Yeah.
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 And
He's
then we got,
super awesome vocalist. He's from Shigella.
oh
He's
shit, dude,
super good
Shigela's
friend of
kick
mine.
ass. Yeah, bro. I've
Yeah.
seen him
He's
here at
super
Boozers.
super sick dude. I've known him since like the seventh grade, dude. So he's an awesome guy.
He is, dude. Hell yes. Thank you, Marcus, for joining us. And then we also got John Napolitano.
Okay, one of the he's one of the people that I met from the King family. Super chill dude.
Oh,
Very
super
awesome
cool.
guy. Yeah.
And then we got Amanda in here saying 25 weeks today.
Oh yeah. So baby's 25 weeks.
That's it. Yes. Hell yeah. She got the German Shepherd Husky mix, and
Mm-hmm.
they are named Whiskey and Bull.
Whiskey and bourbon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and Pitbull. Yes, Pitbull Bourbon.
Pitbull.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. Thanks for joining in, Amanda. Oh, so awesome. So let's get to draw the line. So, first pair I have for you tonight, Chris. We're going to get started with two heavy metal giants. If you had Iron Maiden and Judas Priest playing in San Antonio tonight, AT&T, Alamo Center, doesn't matter who's playing where because both bands are huge. Who would you go see?
Yeah. I would definitely go with Maiden, mainly because
Maiden. All
the
right.
the guitar parts are like always just something like that I guess was like pointed out to me a lot, like from John. He would always like just kind of point out like, dude, listen to whenever they do this or blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of the bands that I like now, like they were also like inspired by Maiden and like how they orchestrated their parts and everything.
Yeah.
And even like my professors in college like gave a lot of props
No
to
kidding.
Bruce just basically for like his his dynamic range and the way that he sings and
Yeah.
like I don't get me wrong, obviously I love Judas Priest. A cool thing actually, like a little side note, my professor had told me she got to hang out with the members of Judas Priest, I think in Serbia when she was still like back in Serbia.
Damn.
Um, so she got to hang out with them because they back in like the MySpace days were like reaching out to be like, hey, like what's like the general like crowd here? What
Uh-huh.
is like the vibe in the city? So we kind of know because this is like out there, and um one of them ended up needing like to go to get like medical attention or something. Like it was like something that had popped up. I don't know if it's like an appendix thing or whatever. But anyways, they're like, well, we can't perform, so kind of stuck in the town. Like if y'all want to hang or whatever. So they got to hang out with them for a bit, and it was really sick.
Badass.
But yeah, like Maiden would definitely be my go-to.
Oh, hell yeah. Man, when I was growing up, in junior high especially, it was my favorite band was Iron Maiden. My other favorite, the other guys in the neighborhood, there was like four of us. The other three were all Judas Priest fans. And so I would
Oh,
fucking get clobbered, dude, whenever it would be like, hey, I said, Maiden, I want to hear some Maiden, I want to hear some Priest. I'm going to put some Maiden on. Fuck, Maiden, I want to put some Priest on. And so anyway, I get clobbered over that. But still to this day, I'm still sticking with Maiden still. And I love the metal god. I love the metal god. And you know what? In my cover bands, I do some fight, I do some realms of death from Priest, and we do like Electric Eye, the Hellion, And those are some of
Yeah.
my favorite songs to sing, dude, because I can do them okay. And
Yep.
and I love to be able to do that stuff. But when it comes to Maiden, dude, I just don't. I haven't bit off. I feel like I love Bruce so much that I don't want to try and do like Number of the Beast or like Wasted Years if I really
Yes.
can't do it as good as he does.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a cover thing, I can just be myself. But I really, it's like I don't do a Dio song right now because
Yeah.
I love Dio and I just like, if I can't do it like fucking Dio it is, I just don't want to fuck with it.
You
But
want to pay like the proper homage to it,
yes, I
basically.
want to give the
So
proper
yeah.
exactly, man. So made it all day. Let's go to the second point. Second one I got is how about Asking Alexandria versus Bring Me the Horizon?
Okay. That one, I would say, like, I've I don't think I've actually seen either, to be honest, live, but I would say maybe
Good bands live.
I would like to see. I just want to bring me the Horizon because I've jammed more of like Asking Alexandria through my years than I have with Bring Me. So I'd be like kind of curious, I guess, to see like what they offer, I guess, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
jam what they have because I've always I don't know,
Ali.
I've been like a fan of them, but yeah, hearing like a lot of Bring Me stuff, and even like the recent stuff that they have, dude, is it's really cool getting to kind of
Yes.
see how they grow.
They have done a lot of growing, dude. I saw them at the Sunken Gardens and it was the album After Throne. And
Okay.
man, great fucking production, dude. Just they had dancers and all kinds of shit. The band members, it's all choreographed, but it's
Yep.
sharp. It looks great. Ali fucking wails out, and man, it was a great show. I love it. So I really dug it, but I really like the old school ferocity that Asking Alexandria brought out when they were really fucking hitting the scene first. Man, it was like, wow,
Hmm.
who the fuck are these guys? But you know, um, great bands. I love both of them. They're both so different, but kind of around that same kind of maybe they came out around the same time. That's why I kind of paired these guys up, but kind
Hmm.
of coming from different places. But yeah, I like that. I like so you're going to Bring Me the Horizon, right?
They mostly have like I guess pretty similar like starts too because they have like a lot of like the electronic stuff in their music
Right.
and
Yeah. Absolutely.
even recently like so not too long ago like more Chris had gotten to because he had worked with like Kim Dracula like on his first stuff and
Oh, cool.
he had flown over to Cali to work with like Kim in person because they had just done stuff mobily basically and he got to meet with I think it's Zach Cervini's like assistant, which is the Zach's the one that's working with like Bring Me right now, or at least at the time for like that Kool-Aid song that they had dropped,
Oh, yeah,
and
that one. Okay, cool.
it was pretty cool getting to like I guess cool and also like a I don't know like like a sigh of relief in a way because like they were on mix like 20 something before they finished up this song, you know, and
Yeah.
it was just kind of cool, like getting to hear like the human aspect of like, yo, like these people do go through like the same shit that you also do. You just don't ever
Yeah.
really like you don't see it a lot because you see a lot of like the final product and everything, and
Uh-huh.
um, it's definitely cool getting like both the inside and out of it, and even with like asking like outside of just asking Alexandria stuff, like even just Danny in general, like I've loved listening to him like, you know, talk about certain things or he would do like a lot of interviews with like Andy from Black Veil. So I've always I think had like a pretty cool like I love those bands a lot, but
Yeah.
I think I just jammed asking a lot more just probably a big thing was like just seeing Danny and Andy kind of work together. It was cool kind of seeing like these bands interact with each other and everything. But I will say for Bring Me, like I'm big on like your stage presence and how you look when you're performing, and
Yeah.
it's a big reason why I love performing with King because you know they're very like they do take like a lot of inspiration from like um bands that do like theatrical stuff like Molly Crew is like a very
Yes,
big like
yes,
instance of that. But getting to see them do like choreographed stuff like on stage and bring out like backup people and everything. It's just so sick getting to see that because I've always had like the same viewpoint as like obviously bands that do their stuff and they do it like as perfect as possible with a song, like that's cool and I respect that. Like I respect that a lot, especially from coming from like a fine arts background.
yeah,
Like you want to try and nail your stuff, but there's something about like going out and seeing somebody do it just a little bit different because it's like no matter what,
yes,
you can go back and listen to the song on your phone or whatever, and it's
sure.
always going to be the same. But like, you gotta have like something that's different live in order to make there be like a reason to go see you live. And
Fuck
I've
yes,
I've
that's right.
always enjoyed
Yeah,
kind of like that another reason why I'm kind of like really I guess look at Marcus as like a mentor because I've always just been a fan of his like stage presence and everything.
yeah,
Anyone I talk to about him, they're always like, dude, he's always so good on stage, and I've like said the same thing with like Rocco from XS, like whenever they're performing, I've seen them like a couple of times throughout the years, and it's usually spread out within like a year or so. So I see them like grow and
you
getting to
see the
see,
development from the last time, right?
dude, and yeah, and getting to see them recently, I was like, like a lot of the stuff that I had mentioned, like, okay, maybe like try this for this, or I noticed you had done this, like maybe you could do this for the next one. Like, dude, he already like topped all of those. And I was
Already,
like,
I
now
know,
it's just
right?
kind of like just do more shit, dude. Like you're already on
Yeah,
a pretty damn good track, but that's just something that like I know all the songs, I know how everything sounds, but getting to see you get into it and have fun with
yeah,
it, like I don't know, like don't fucking worry about like the people that aren't like responding or anything. Dude, like actually like a really good thing that I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Matt from Trivium had done like an interview or not really an interview, but it was more of like a speech type thing. It's called Failure and you can find it on YouTube. But there's a certain
okay,
section where he's like I think it's his grandfather, his father that told him that um when they were getting like a bunch of shit and like especially like for the maiden stuff, like they got eggs thrown at them and like they had like this whole like era of getting shit on. And his grandfather had pointed to him like, look, like you can look at the world like from these people's perspective, or you can look at it like this, where everything's in thirds. So like, a third of the world's gonna love you, a third of the world's gonna hate you, and a third of the world's probably not gonna give a shit about you. So which one do you want to kind of give your attention to? And I was like, if anybody looks like they're not like into it, dude, fuck those people. There's like 20 other people that are like digging your shit, like right
yeah,
there. Like give them they're the ones that are going to be ultimately like supporting you and pushing you through
absolutely,
everything. It's not going to be the people that are bitching in the back. That's just kind of their
right,
job. That's the point of them. They're there for that, but
yes,
it's kind of how you look at it perspective wise, how you use it to your advantage. And I've always just taken that and I guess as of recently, like that's kind of why I've been wanting to push out more like stuff on my own. And
yeah,
um, it's just kind of like I know there's people that like my stuff, and obviously I like my stuff, and I'd rather like sharing that with the people who like it than really give a shit about the other two thirds. So
right, absolutely. Let them eat it all up. Hell yeah, man. That's it. That's who you're bringing it for. The ones that are ready for it that want it.
yeah,
Yes. I tell you what, we got about maybe 6 minutes. Let's run through these real quick before we wrap up. Okay.
okay,
So the next one, favorite Dimebag Darrell album. Is it Vulgar or is it Far Beyond Driven?
yeah. Probably Vulgar. The main thing is because like when I actually so like in my high school years I had won a drum set in a it was like a raffle. I paid like $11 for
Cool.
tickets and I
Fuck
ended up
yeah.
winning the drum set. So
$11 drum set? Badass.
whenever I started like actually like playing because at this point like I already had like the electronic kit at home. So I had like basic drum
Uh-huh.
stuff down. um, so I started like actually playing on the real kit and John would play like so much like Pantera shit on there, and
Yeah.
I feel like Pantera is like one of the bands that's like it's just always been there. You've always had like the posters of them, always just like my now that I think about it, like one of the first like turtles that I had, we rescued a turtle from like a flood. Um, we named it Vinnie Paul, and I didn't realize that
Vinnie Paul.
that's who Vinnie Paul was because I was like 5 at the time. But I just thought it was like a funny name, so I was like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll name him that. Um,
That's a keeper.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely say Vulgar is the one. I also really, really love the story of like the picture that they had.
Oh yeah, for Far Beyond
That
Driven.
was
Oh,
well,
the
no,
oh
no,
you
no,
talking
for the
about the
Vulgar
picture
one,
for the
the
cover of Vulgar.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a badass story.
that's a
Yes, bro.
pretty
Yes.
badass story. And then like I obviously I didn't get to see Pantera when Dime or Vinny was here, but um when I got to fill in with Diosa, like seeing Phil perform and everything with Zach and
Yeah.
dude, it was just so good. I luckily got to go see them with Raymond and the Diosa guys and his wife and
Oh, that's
um
awesome, bro. Hell yeah.
dude, there's something about that place in Bucharest.
Yes.
Their live setup was just so clean. Like we were in the very, very back, dude, and you could hear everything so clear there. It was
Awesome.
unreal. Because I'm used to like you hear the songs, but it's like muffled as shit sometimes, like with just how loud everything is. But
Yeah.
dude, the guys that did the mixing there at that show was
They got it
insane.
down.
Yeah, so it was. I would definitely say like when they played like the Vulgar songs, those are my like favorite
Nice.
for sure.
Fuck yeah. Okay, we're gonna go through these next two quick.
Okay,
Parkway Drive versus Kill Switch Engage.
I'll say Kill Switch.
Kill Switch. Oh, okay, all right, all right. And the last one, The Crew versus Guns N' Roses.
I'll say Crew.
The
Yeah,
Crew.
it would have to for sure be
What's your
Motley
favorite
Crue.
Crew album?
Uh, Favorite one would be the Too Fast for Love.
Too fat,
Um,
man. That's
that
a
would have to
great
be the
fucking
first.
choice. It's every song on there is a fucking hit.
It's a banger,
You know,
dude,
they're
and
so easy to sing along to. All the drums. Oh man, it's such a great album. Fuck yeah, great choice right there. Yes, I'm telling you, I had a good time with you tonight, Chris. Hell yeah.
thank
I
you,
know
man. Appreciate
before we
you.
got started, I knew we were going to take at least an hour, but here we are already hitting 2 hours, man. Thank you so much, Chris,
Dude,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sharing so much of your time with me tonight, but especially your background, all your knowledge, the way you figure out how to get these things that you have a vision for and bring them all together with fantastic people and amazing artists you've had the pleasure to work with so far. Man, it's 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 just the beginning, man, for you, bro. How old are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Just turned 26. So
26, dude.
when I
Yes,
dropped
bro.
Blind,
And
that was
then
on my birthday. So
yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Yes, man. And the baby's coming on the way too. Um, Great things are coming in the future, bro. If you don't mind me asking, if you have while I got you on here, if you don't mind, send me like a preliminary mix of Black Sky. I'd appreciate it. That'd be awesome.
dude, yeah, 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 I got you, man.
All
Trust me. And
right, all right.
actually
Yes, I love that.
I
Yes.
might have shot you. Checking the links in our messenger because I think I sent it your way at some point.
Oh shit, you
It'll
did.
say,
You
yeah, it'll
did.
say Black
Yes.
Sky.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, my phone has been I ran out of storage on it and man, it's been such a fucking headache. I apologize for not
No,
being
no, no,
able to
you're
check it
good.
out already. But I know when you send it to me, but it just been right now, Chris, I'm a little scatterbrained because I've just got so much going on with this is my third podcast in 4 days.
Oh,
And I got tomorrow night I'm playing with my ACDC tribute and the excess guys raising trying to collect school supplies for
yeah,
the
yeah,
rock
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah.
inclusion guys. So
Okay, okay.
and then I've got War Code going on. I've also got my Fistful of Metal and Pantera tribute getting ready to play over Boosters here. So a lot of good things going on. But thank you so much, dude,
Dude,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just being the great guy I always knew you are, man. And I appreciate you sharing your time with me tonight. And I'm anxious to hear when Black Sky hits the hits the platform for everybody. I'll be helping to push that out there. And so
Thank you, man.
let me just keep in touch with you, brother. Keep up the
Yeah.
great work. And I just want to congratulate you and Amanda on being parents.
Thank you,
And
man.
um, anything I can ever help you with promote on my end, please hit me up. I'd love to be a part of what you got going on, brother.
Dude, yeah. Thank you again, dude, for having me on and everything, dude. It means a lot.
Thanks again, Chris. I'll keep in touch, brother. I'm going to enjoy Black Sky when we get off of here. To you guys
Hell yeah,
watching the
man.
show tonight, thanks for everybody joining us in the chat room. I love you guys. Please give me a follow and a subscribe on the channels, and we'll see you again here on the Tony Gomez Show sooner than later. God bless you guys. Chris, thanks again, brother. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
All right.
man.
You got it, brother. Later.
Later.